What's going on, Knicks fans? We'll talk about the NBA Summer League in just a second. But first, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We're putting out videos every single day, and we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We are less than 20 people away from getting to that milestone, and that's a credit to every single one of you guys. We've been growing like crazy in the past 28 days. We've gained 3.4 thousand subs. So join the channel. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers and get free daily videos every day. You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and we're back in the studio today. Yesterday, I filmed an at-home video around the latest buzz surrounding Donovan Mitchell, and the audio sucked, and I didn't know until I pushed the video out. And a lot of people let me know in the comment section. I apologize, but we're back. If the audio sounds good today, let me know in the comment section. But the reason for today's video, we're going to go through some Summer League winners and losers. I have 3 winners, 3 losers, and right now we're all losers because the Knicks lost in the Summer League championship to the Portland Trail Blazers. It sucked. It was the first time in my life I really got to watch the Knicks play in a championship, and it didn't go so well. So I poured one out for the homies a second ago, right before this video. Now we're going to get into it. And let's start with the number 1 winner from Summer League for the Knicks, and that's Quentin Grimes. He showed everybody that he's been working on his game and not just trying to be a 3-and-D player in the NBA. He's added stuff to his game. He's put the ball on the deck. This is someone that showed that he can get to the rim. He finished with the left hand and the right hand in Summer League. We saw a nice couple jelly layups. He showed us some skills and some stuff in his bag that we didn't see in his rookie year. He played great. He's up for the Summer League MVP, 22.6 points per game, 4 assists. We saw him take strides as a playmaker on the offensive end. He went into Summer League saying he wanted to dominate, and he did that. Shot 41.4% from the field. A little low on the three-point percentage, about 31%, but he was shooting north of 10 three-pointers per game. He was trying to be great. He was letting it fly. And you can just tell Grimes has been in his bag this summer. During the broadcast today, you heard Mark Jones say that Grimes has been working out with Penny Hardaway in the offseason. I thought that was really interesting because their games aren't all that alike. As we know, Penny Hardaway, 6'5", 6'6". If you want to say 6'7", I'm cool with that, playmaking point guard. Whereas Grimes is a 3-and-D guy. And for him to work out with Hardaway, I think is cool because I know Grimes can be more than just a catch-and-shoot guy. And that was on display during the Summer League. I think he has the potential to be an all-around player on the offensive end. And he's going to put a lot of pressure on Tom Thibodeau to decide who is going to be starting for the New York Knicks this season. He adds things that Evan Fournier doesn't: defense, speed, and youth. At this point, Fournier is a better shooter, but I think Grimes, next to a guy like Brunson, RJ, and Julius Randle, is just a better fit for this offense. I loved what I saw from Grimes, and he's definitely putting some heat on the seat of Tom Thibodeau of who he's going to start at the 2-guard spot. But I want you guys to answer the question. Sit in the seat of Tom Thibodeau right now. If Game 1 was tomorrow of the 2022 NBA season, I want you guys to let me know who you would start at the number 2 spot. Type 6 for Quentin Grimes, or you can type 13 for Evan Fournier. My second biggest winner coming out of Summer League for the New York Knicks was Jericho Sims. We saw Sims be very active on the offensive end and defensive end through this short stint of 5 games for the New York Knicks. He played great. Averaged 11.5 points per game, almost 2 blocks, 9 rebounds, and had a very efficient field goal percentage of 80%. It is amazing to me every time I watch Jericho Sims how quickly he gets on the floor, off the floor when he decides to jump, whether he's going for a rebound or trying to block a shot or catching a backdoor lob. The way he's able to get off the ground is freakish. It honestly reminds me of a young Dwight Howard. He has springs that not a lot of people in NBA history have ever possessed. I liked what I also saw from him in the growth compared to rookie Sims to sophomore Sims. He looked more under control. He has a nice soft touch around the basket. He had some nice hook shots and putbacks with the left hand and the right hand. We saw him also put the ball on the deck from time to time. He would get the rebound on the on the defensive end of the court, and he would push the pace. And I think what we saw from him, and as he continues to evolve after getting that 3-year contract worth $6 million, he's going to push Isaiah Hartenstein for minutes and to be that first big off the bench. I could also see them playing together at times. Maybe that would happen more so if they traded a guy like Julius Randle and Obi Toppin slotted in to the starting lineup. But I loved what I saw from Sims. He's going to be fighting for playing time this season. And Thibodeau, as we know, loves to run 8-man, 9-man rotations. But this year, with how deep this team is, I could see that changing, or hopefully changing, as I should say. But I want to ask you this question. We asked you earlier about Grimes and Fournier. Now I want to ask you about these guys. Who's going to play more this season off the bench? Easy question. Type JS for Jericho Sims, or if you're rolling with Isaiah Hartenstein, you can type IH. My last winner from Knicks Summer League, and I could have gave a couple of more. I liked what I saw from Miles McBride. I thought Jeffries played really good. But Feron Hunt stole the show at the beginning of Summer League. That first game where he had 7 steals and it seemed like 10 fast break dunks, where he put on a dunk clinic and he was holding his own Sprite slam dunk contest. If you know, you know. Shout out to the OGs. But 11.5 points per game, 2.4 steals per night, and he was efficient. 48.9% from the field. He got downhill, finished around the basket really well, struggled a little bit from the three-point line, 27.3%. That's where he's going to have to improve if he wants to find a spot in an NBA rotation. And he's doing that and fighting for a spot on this Knicks roster. I think if they don't trade for a guy like Donovan Mitchell and give up a lot of assets, he might be on the outside looking in and may stay on that two-way contract. But if they go out and trade for Spider, and let's just say, for instance, they trade Grimes and Cam Reddish and a guy like Evan Fournier, Feron Hunt is going to be on this 15-man roster for the New York Knicks, and he would add a little bit of stuff that they don't have. Really long, lanky defender on the outside on the perimeter. He's extremely athletic. He pushes the pace. He's great in the fast break. Highlight dunks like Obi. I don't ever think he'll be a great player, but maybe one day he could find a spot in an NBA rotation and be a high-energy guy that a lot of teams are looking for. He's had a cool story, battled his way from the G League to the NBA, played in the Summer League at age 23. And when you're 23 and you play in the Summer League, you better dominate. And that's what Feron Hunt did this offseason. Unfortunately, it didn't bring us home the title. I was tweeting about the Knicks Summer League all Summer League long. Is that what you would say? All 5 games long? So give me a follow on Twitter at MarshallGreen_. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers over there before the NBA season starts. So show me some love. I love interacting with you guys and just chopping it up about the New York Knicks. And I'll do this. Everyone that follows me from today's video, I'll give you a follow back. Just hit me up, send me a DM, and be like, yo, I came from the Summer League winners and losers video. In life, there are winners and there are losers. And I don't want to come off as an asshole and say these guys are losers. So I want everyone watching to understand. It was the Summer League. These kids are still young. And Trevor Keels is still 18. I didn't expect him to come into the Summer League and be some guy that was going to contend for an MVP spot. But I wanted to see more from him than what we saw. He was okay. I think the only bright spot, not the only bright spot, I liked how he battled defensively. I thought he got to the cup pretty well, and I liked the way he created out of the dribble drive opportunities, 2.5 assists per night. But it was the efficiency that really left me questioning if he could ever be an NBA player. I know he's just 18, but you got to forecast and look down the line a little bit. 25% from the field and only 20% from 3. I think Keels has the skills to be an NBA player. Was a 5-star recruit just last year, still only 18 years old. But the first showing that he got to play in front of the New York Knicks fans, it did not go well. What I will say I liked was his bad performance. He didn't let that affect other areas of his game. His energy, his tempo, his motor stayed high, even though the production was not. He just never looked comfortable out there. And maybe that was because this Knicks Summer League team had a lot of vets on it. He was really one of the only true rookies on this team. He had to play play alongside a guy like Miles McBride, who's experienced in the NBA. He played a year. He played in the G League last year. Quentin Grimes as well. Jericho Sims. Feron Hunt. There were some older guys on this team. So maybe next year in the Summer League, we'll see that leap from Trevor Keels as he's on that 2-way contract this year for the Knicks. But he just never got comfortable, never got into the groove that I would have liked to see. Was a little bit disappointing, but I still believe one day he might be able to fight for a roster spot and some minutes on a contender. Another loser is Jean Montero, and this one, is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. He was an undrafted rookie coming over. He played in the Overtime Elite League, but Bleacher Report said that he was the best undrafted player coming out of this draft playing in the Summer League. And I'll tell you what, he didn't play like it. Only averaged 5.5 points per game, shot 44% from the deck, but he was noted to be a long-range sniper and someone that could create off the dribble and give you buckets instantaneously. And he didn't do that from three, shooting a whopping 15% from downtown. He also didn't create for others less than an assist per night. I don't want to, go too far and say he'll never be in the NBA. He has some skills and some traits you want in an NBA guy. Really, really quick off the dribble drive. He's shifty. He can get his shot off whenever. He just didn't make it all that much. That next one, it doesn't really make sense, Petey, but I would have liked to seen him be a little bit more aggressive and seek out his shot more and get to the rim more because he has that creativity where he can finish with the left, finish with the right, but he's really undersized, about 6'1", maybe 165 pounds soaking wet. I like the things he brings to the game. He has a long way to go, though. I would like to see him with the Westchester Knicks this season, battling out, just getting more pro ready. The Overtime Elite League, it's cool. It's not an NBA league yet. I think it's below the G League by a significant amount. So I'd like to see him with the Westchester Knicks this year and see what he can do and maybe get to the NBA one day. I do want to ask this question, though. Who was more disappointing in your opinion? I would roll with Trevor Keels because I had a higher expectation for him coming in this into the Summer League. But I'll ask you, type TK for Trevor Keels, or you can roll down and type JM for Jean Montero. All in all, the biggest losers are Knicks fans. Me, you, and everybody who bleeds blue and orange. Because watching the Knicks play in the Summer League game was way too stressful. I couldn't imagine watching the Knicks play in a real NBA Finals game. And for that to be a championship game, it just looked like the Knicks, they ran out of gas. Losing in the championship sucked. Twitter is just an absolute frenzy right now. It's the Knicks. They suck. They can't even win the Summer League. But if they would have won, it would have been, oh, wow, why are you happy the Knicks won the Summer League? Look, I just want everyone that's on Knicks Twitter to relax a little bit. It's the Summer League. It was fun. We got to see a lot from young guys like Grimes. Trevor Keels didn't show up, but Jericho Sims played well. Feron Hunt played well. Miles McBride played really well in the championship game. He was really the most efficient player. He just missed my winners list by a little bit. If I had 4, he would have been there. But as a Knicks fan, it was cool to see him play in the championship, but it ultimately sucked because I lost $50. I bet $50 the Knicks would win the Summer League chip, and now I'm out of $50. But I'll tell you this much. I'm ready for the regular season. I'm ready to see Quentin Grimes play alongside a guy like R.J. Barrett and Jalen Brunson. And I want to see Julius Randle, yes, play with a point guard before we trade him. If it doesn't work out, send him packing. But if you're ready for the regular season, ready to see the Knicks play 82 games coming up pretty quick, I want you to type me in the comment section. This will be today's Real One roll call. If you know, you know. Type me in the comment section if you're ready to see the Knicks in the regular season get underway.